Welcome back everyone. My name is Martin and I'm going to teach you fighting, one technique at a time. Whether it's martial arts or self-defense, the physical attributes and moves of fighting are quite similar, and we're going to approach it from a direction that is not style or system dependent. We just want to learn how to fight. Today's combination is going to be kickboxing inspired, and it's going to look like this: low kick, jab, cross, second low kick. It's a very simple one, but it has some nice connectors between different parts of the body, and it's working on a 1-2 action. So let's take that apart one step at a time, integrate it so we have the full combination towards the end. Of course, we're going to start with a physical check-in. You're joining the training, so remember, be mindful to your body, be respectful to your limitations of today, whether it's some fatigue, there's some pain, or you have some more chronic limitations, so watch out for that one. And we're going to do a slight mobilization, that is to get us ready for today's practice, but also to check in and remind us where it hurts today. So you start with the right foot and some gentle rotations. And then you switch the directions, always a couple of times clockwise and anti-clockwise. Now with the left foot, doesn't matter which direction you start in, but always go both directions after a couple of turns. Now we'll do the same with the knees, slight rotations, the other way around. Rotations are a good way to get ready for physical practice. We do the same with the hip, because it's not stretch, it's not real warm up. Just a slight mobilization, and the other way around, of course. Now you keep your hips where they are and you move your shoulders left to right. There's a good moment to remind you of your surroundings. Do you have enough space, or do you hit something around you? Now just the wrists, because you need enough space for today's practice. And the other way around. I'm a little bit in my corner here so you can see properly. But you can do it in the middle of the room. Move your elbows where you have some proper space. And the other way around. The shoulders to the front and to the back. Last but not least, we move the neck. You look to the ground, to the ceiling, up and down with a straight spine. And left to right, the same thing. Good, let's get ready. We're going to take one move at a time of the combination. We're going to practice 10 times with the left, 10 times with the right, and then we are continuing with the next part. There will be singular moves and integration between those singular moves, building up to the full combination. So we're going to start left foot in front, right foot in the back. I call this a box stance, so everything points in the same direction. Your feet, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your elbows, your hands, and your gaze. Roll the fists, the hands into a fist. Keep the elbows close to your ribs. This is a very basic fighting stance. And from here, we're going to start today's combination with a low kick from the front. So it's raising the foot up, trying to hit with the shin towards either the inner thigh of the opponent or the groin if we're more in a self-defense context. There's a rotation of the hip, and I personally like to angle my back foot. You can keep it straight if you want. It's more up, but I like to angle a bit. If you want, you can get some momentum from your arm. I personally like to prefer to keep it in the guard. So we're standing here, inner thigh, groin. It's a very similar rotation from the hip. What is important is that you use your back foot to align properly so you have a stable stance, that you rotate the hips for power, and that you keep your guard up in some variety. Kicking is always about balance. So up and back down. And now watch the back foot. I'll show you from the side, here and down again. And I keep my hands fist open or closed in between the opponent and me. So we're going to start by doing this 10 times. Practicing kicks in this shadow fighting variety is a bit strange because you have nothing to hit, so you need to keep the balance, but it's a very important practice for kicks anyways, to stay stable on one leg. So we start from here. We do 10 repetitions, then we switch the side and do 10 repetitions with the right foot in front. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Switch the sides. Right foot in front. Same kind of positioning. You just switch the sides. And we're going to do 10 kicks with the right in the very same fashion. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The next part is going to be a jab. We're starting with the left in the front, so it's left kick, left jab. And there's a very nice connector because I'm kicking, my leg is already up, now I'm going to drop. See the shift in body weight. Kicking, dropping. And I can use this drop to facilitate a strike. It could be a cross, it could be a jab, doesn't really matter, but today we're going to jab here, here. So I use the kick not just to generate power, but to cross distance as well. And of course, kicking low, striking high is a very nice tactical approach as well. So we're going to break it down in two parts. The first is the jab, and the second is going to be the step. It's called a drop step. Let's practice the jab first, then we practice the drop step, and then we combine the kick, the drop step, and the strike into the first part of today's combination. A jab is quite simply a strike where you extend your front arm in a straight fashion. Watch out that your shoulder is protecting your shin, that your hips and your leg are slightly moving because you want the rotation, and the backhand still in your guard. So it looks like this from the side. And we're going to do this 10 times on the left, 10 times on the right. This is a basic repetition. We've done this kind of strike many times. So get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch to the right, right foot, right arm in front. Same kind of jabbing motion, it's always the leading hand, so in this case the right. And we do 10 repetitions. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. This is the base strike. Almost always you're going to add a step to a strike because you want to move through the room, cross distance, generate power. So what we're going to do now is a drop step. I'm going to fall forward and I'm going to use this to accelerate. Imagine you're walking up a set of steps and you're already on the platform. But you're thinking there will be another stair, one more step. So you're going to do the step and you're going to hit air and fall forward. Probably happened to everybody already. And this is a very nice mental image for a drop step. Because if I'm striking, I'm here. But if I'm dropping, I'm way closer and my whole body weight is behind the drop. So what you want to do from your fighting stance is the back leg is pushing forward and the front leg is dropping. So I'm using my weight not just to make a step, I'm exaggerating now, but to drop. Of course in a fashion that I'm still stable, that I can still do something. But it's like, not from here, but from here. And even in this gentle way is quite powerful because my weight again is falling. How do we practice? We're in our fighting stance. The back leg is pushing forward and imagine somebody is like pulling your front leg. Like there's a piece of rope and it's just yanking forward. Here. And again, I'm stable. My stance is a bit wider, but I'm stable. From the side, here. From the other side, here. Stance extended, weight pushed forward, still stable. So I'm not head over my toes, further extend my toes, not like this, but here. There's still alignment of my toes, my knee, my shoulder, and my head. For now, we're just going to practice this drop step. Next round, combine it with the strike. So 10 drop steps on the left, then 10 on the right. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch to the right, same thing on the other side. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Let's do the step and the strike. I'm facing my opponent. I'm extending my left arm to the jab, rotation in the spine and the hips and in the shoulder, and at the same time I'm pushing forward and I'm dropping. So I have a straight action and a rotational action, and I'm going to combine both of them for the strike. Stepping in. So it's from here, rotate, push and drop at the same time, strike. I'm still angled in my body, I'm still having my right hand in my guard, extended to the left. Of course, you're not going to stay here, either pull back or follow up, which will be the next element of today's combination. Strike and rotate, push and drop, both at the same time. Imagine that your fist is leading the whole thing and your body weight is just pushing behind it. It's a bit like throwing an object. You throw and everything comes with it. So imagine your fist is a stone and you want to throw that stone. Left foot in front. We're going to do the strike with the left hand. The right leg is pushing. The left leg is dropping. Rotation in hips and shoulders to extend. 10 times. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch to the other side. Lead with the right, both feet and hand. 10 times. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Before we add something truly new, let's go back to the kick. That's how we started today, right? In a kick with the left, low to the thigh or to the groin. So from here, I'm already lifting my leg. From here, I can drop very nicely. So we're going to use the kick both to gauge the distance. How close am I? Oh, I'm barely hitting. I'm outside of striking distance. If I'm hitting like this, I'm not hitting like this. But we can use this as a setup, as a distraction, as a power generator, and as a step towards the other guy. So if I'm here, I'm kicking, and I'm stepping back to where I started from. I'm not hitting, but I can drop inwards now and use the kick as a setup for my strike. In my opinion, that's the best way to utilize kicks in unison with strikes, so one facilitates the other. We have the drop step, we have the rotation, and now we have the kicks. So it's rotate, drop, and both at the same time. It's a bit of a sharp jab towards the middle because you already have the rotation from the kick, and then you add the drop. Feels like a slight delay between the two actions, but this is about feeling the flow of motion. If you add left kick, right strike, it becomes a bit easier, but the other one is very interesting because it's left, left, and then we're going to do right, right, which is a good practice to do, not in opposites only. So what are we going to do now? Left kick, drop, left strike. I'm going to show you from the side, from the other side as well. And of course we're going to do this 10 times the left and 10 times the right. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Switch sides to the right, kick with the right, drop with the right, strike with the right. That's it. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Time for the next piece. Because in the end, we only have 4 actions today. Kick, strike, strike, kick. So we need the second strike. Low left, high right. So we're going to add a cross. We're going to take it apart in 2 rounds. Again, only the strike. And then the step. For the step, more in a second. Let's start with the strike. The left leg is leading. So the left is my jab and the right is my cross. It's a cross because I'm striking diagonal to where most hands are. Here, and I'm crossing over the line of my body to a slight degree. So we're standing, everything points in the same direction. I'm going to throw the right hip forward. My right side is rotating, and with this I'm going to lean very slightly and extend my arm into a right strike. Jab, cross. The left hand is protecting my face. I'm going to show you from the side. Keep. Mostly I'm aiming to the face, to the chin, or to the throat. Again, kind of depending on which context. Now I'm going to show you with the left. Keep. You have to rotate over the midline of your body to a very slight degree in order to get power into the opponent. So you're going to do this strike. Again, basic one. We did it many times for 10 times on each side. Since we're starting left foot in front, we're going to do the right cross first. So get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. Right foot in front. Left hand is going to do the cross. Rotate with the left hip and left shoulder forwards. 10 times. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Let's add the step. And it's the counterpart to the drop step. We remember, we're dropping forward. The stance is extended. So now I'm going to pull. I'm going to pull my right leg back into the stance where I was. Imagine you're holding on to something and you cannot grip it from the wall because you grip yourself forward. This is a very powerful mental image, right? And when I extend my front leg, here's a gap. Now I can rotate my hips and I can use that rotation both to strike and to pull my leg forward. So I'm anchoring myself to the ground with my front leg, which you already extended, and I'm going to pull my whole body weight forward. How do we practice? Extend the left, it's already quite in front, and now we pull the right hip, pull the right shoulder. We don't have to do the stride, and just get closer. Watch out that you're still in a stable stance, so that you're not doing something like this or something like this. Of course, crossing is an option, but we're not going to do this now. So extend to a width that is almost uncomfortable, but not yet, and pull closer. The end result should be shoulder width on this axis and on this axis. So back to front and left to left. I'm going to show you one more time from each side. Extend the left and pull closer. I'm going to extend the left and pull closer. So now the back leg is doing the moving action. That's called the pull step. Let's do this for 10 times each side. Extend the left, get ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch sides, right leg extend, left leg does the pull step. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. We'll bring it together to this whole point. So you're going to start low left kick here to the inner thigh, to the groin. Drop step into the jab. Now I'm slightly extended. I'm going to do the pull step with the right, followed with the cross. So from here. And now you see why I like this left, left, right, right kind of action, and the best part is still to come, because it's a very fast moving forward pressure combination. So here, and with one step, I end up getting 3 attacks. That is a very nice deal. Slowly again, left kick, drop, left jab. My legs are extended. I'm going to pull through the right strike. Each side one more time, and then we practice. The hip rotation does everything. Does the kick, does both steps and both strikes. Left, right, one hip rotation for all those actions. We start with the left leg in front, so left kick, left strike, right strike. And watch the hip rotation, watch the distance switch with the steps. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Switch sides. We lead with the right. Right kick, right jab, left cross. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. One more piece of the puzzle, and then our combination is done for today. What do we do so far? Left kick, left strike, right strike. So what's over? Right kick, of course. What we did with the front kick, this light, fast, snapping low kick, now we're going to add a more follow-through low kick with the right. Same kind of targeting. Inner thigh or groin, kind of depending on your circumstances. But the first one is fast. It's almost like a snap. And the second one is going to dig in, more powerful. Because I'm throwing my whole body weight inside. And that is based on the stepping motion we just practiced. First we're going to do the kick. When my left leg is leading, I'm going to do the kick with the right. So it's a big hip rotation. Watch out that your leg is not coming from the side. That is easy to see and easy to stop. It's close. It's almost like a knee strike and then snap outwards over the line. So imagine somebody standing in front of me. My left is over my left knee, my right is over my right knee. And now my kick is going to hit the center line in between. If you want, you can extend the front, the right arm to the front, because we just did the strike, right? So now I can use a long guard here to distract, to block vision, maybe even to grab and do the kick at the same time. Now from this more standing practice, without the steps, we're going to add them in a second. Angle your front leg slightly, so it's not pointing forward, but it's like pointing 20-30 degrees to the side. So pointing forward is 12 o'clock, pointing to the side is between 10 and 11 o'clock. So you do the slight step and kick through. There's full body motion. Watch the pendulum of my upper body. So I'm here, going backwards. Because I don't want to be close with my head, I'm going to get hit, and I want to have this extending of my weight into my leg. So for now, just the kick, then the step and the kick, and then the whole package. Slight angle, kick, go back. 10 times, leading with the left, kicking with the right, 10 times the other side. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. Right foot in front. You angle slightly with your right. You kick with your left for 10 times. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do the step and the kick. Remember where we are in combination. Left low kick, drop step, left jab, pull step, right cross. And with this pull step, we're not going to stop into the step now, we're going to throw into the kick. So we have kick, sets up the step, sets up the strike, sets up the strike, sets up the step, sets up the kick, and everything comes together. Now we practice. Remember how we did the pull step. Legs extended, pull close. Legs extended, pull close, don't stop here, extend into the kick. So from here, from the side. Extend it and pull close, extend it, I step through. In there would be the switching of the stances. If you want to do this pull step, I switch sides, quite possible. For today we're going to do a kick. Left leg is extended, right is pulling close, and you just don't stop here, but you kick through. But it's the same kind of pulling motion. So here, and that makes it really, really powerful because there's a lot of weight and momentum behind it. Look at it one more time from each side. Extend it, pull close, kick. Extend it, pull close, kick. Because of my wall here, I just did a knee strike because I don't want to hurt myself. If you have more space, always go for it. We are starting left foot in front, right foot is doing the step and the kick 10 times. Extend it. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. The right foot extends, the left foot pulls closer and does the kick 10 times. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We do one more half thing and then the whole combination. Because the strike is missing. Remember how we're practicing today. Kick, step, strike. Strike, step, kick. That's the idea. And now we have almost a complete puzzle because we just did step to kick. But now let's throw the strike in there as well. We just extended here for the left jab. Strike, strike, step, kick. So we're going to practice. Imagine we just did the jab. We extend here. Extend, throw the right into the kick. You see the pulling action? It's almost like my cross is grabbing something and I throw into my kick. That is very powerful and is a very nice pattern interrupter as well. How do we practice this? It's almost the same as before, but we're going to add the strike. So we extend. And with the extend, we're going to throw the right. And when we throw the right, with that same motion, we're going to pull the step in. Remember, the hand is leading the strike. Here, that's just our starting position for practice. Throw and step. Throw and step, but don't stop there. Boom, kick. And there's a slight delay between the strike and the kick. It's like a 1-2 action. Imagine a heartbeat. It's not 1, 2, it's ba-bam. 1, 2. It's very tightly together. Let's practice. Left leg extends, do the step. Step, rotate into the strike. Rotate into the strike, pull into the kick. 10 times on each side. Starting, left leg extends, right hand is striking, right hand is stepping, right hand is kicking. Let's get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch to the other side. Right hand is extending, left hand is striking, and the left side is kicking as well. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The beautiful part of today's combination is the power connect and the distance changes. Left, left, right, right, low, high, high, low. Leading with the step, leading with the strike, and you can combine this in any way possible. Every combination is not about learning exactly that one by heart. It's about understanding mechanics and tactics you can apply it to your body and your situation. Keep that in mind. Let's bring it all together. We're starting outside of the reach. Rotating the left hip to the left inner kick. Using this to drop With the drop comes the left jab. Now my legs are extended. I'm gonna throw the right strike. Maybe I'm not hitting now, but at the same time I'm gonna throw the right leg in. I'm gonna use it to kick. So the whole thing. Again, kick, strike, strike, kick. And it's one continuous forward momentum. Slowly. Kick, drop to strike, strike to pull, pull to kick. One more time. Makes it very fast, very powerful. The final combination. It's always a bit challenging because there's so many minute details to practice with. Go slow. Watch your breath. Stay controlled in your body. Watch your mind and pay attention. Mindless repetition creates mindless results. Pay attention to what you're doing. Train on your own level, whether it's fast or slow, whether you already know something or you're starting, but pay attention to where you are today. You can always repeat individual steps and come back to the whole combination later on. For now, final piece of today's puzzle, the whole combination. We're going to start left leg in front, left kick, left strike, right kick for 10 times. Get ready. Take a deep breath. And 1. And 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch sides, last round of today. Right leg in front. Kick with the right, strike with the right, then strike with the left, kick with the left. Get ready, 10 times. Deep breath. And 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, finally 10. Awesome. Come back to a standing position. We're going to take 3 deep breaths together. The first is to calm your mind and your body. I feel my heart. I've been sweating. I can feel my breath calming back down. Calm body allows for calm mind, and calm mind fights best. The second breath is for the integration. What you learned today, but everything else you already know. Store information in a way that is useful for your mind. And the third is to be grateful for you to show up. You did something today. That's what matters. Not to be perfect, but to work on yourself. So 3 deep breaths. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I do trainings like this every Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time, live on my Instagram and on my YouTube, so you can join and practice with me there. We do every type of fighting, from boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Panantukan, to weapon-inspired combatives. I upload these workouts on my YouTube, So if you like this kind of training, leave a like, leave a follow. I'm very grateful for the support. I have a huge amount of tutorials for all the mechanical, tactical and technical applications of fighting on my Patreon. And if you're ready to dive deep and learn more about violence and fighting, go there. You will find a lot of material. If that's too much of an ask, you know the internet works. Support this, I'm very grateful for it. For everybody live in stream, we're going to do one extra tutorial right now about the application of kicking in fighting. I call it a secondary skill set, and I'm going to explain to you why that is. For everybody else, thank you so much for being here. See you on the next one. For today's extra tutorial, we're going to talk about how kicking applies in fighting in general. I personally call it a secondary skill set. That's where it fits best in my concept of how fighting works. But caveat first, every person has different strengths and weaknesses, so different applications of their body and their mind in combat. For me, kicking is one of my weaknesses, something I never learned that well, and also my physical limitation in my joints, I can feel it. That is one of the reasons why I prioritize something else. But from there I have good reason to prioritize something else. And for me, in pure physical fighting, so independent of awareness, communication, all of that stuff, there are three main columns that need to be there. And the first is footwork. You need to move in a stable and effective fashion. The second is striking. And that is simply because our mind and our bodies are constructed in a way that we can do the most efficient things with our hands. Our feet are for stability and quick movement. Our hands are for effective usage. So it makes a lot of sense when we go into fighting to use our feet to generate speed and stability and use our hands to do striking and damage. On top of that, the third thing is wrestling. Because the second we get into contact and control each other, different rules apply. So if you're able to move well on your legs, if you're able to strike well with your hands, and if you're able to gain and counter some forms of grip control, you are set. Notice that I'm not talking about throws, I'm not talking about chokes, I'm not talking about ground fighting, and not about weaponry at all. Those are all additional areas of combat. And kicks, in my opinion, are also additional. If you move well and strike well and clinch well, and somebody in front of you kicks well, you probably still have the upper hand. Because either you can just dance around the kicks and not get hit, or you just go in control and start hammering the person. Of course, if you have a world-class Muay Thai champion, a kickboxing, taekwondo world champion, they probably take you apart with their kicks. But those people are rare. If you have solid stance and movement and solid striking, you probably don't need kicks. And now comes the but. But kicks have their place. They are extremely efficient tools when used right. That's why I call them secondary skill set. If you have your base primary skill set, and then you add the kicks on top of that, now we're talking. So what are kicks for? Firstly, of course, distance control. I have way more distance with my foot than with my arm. So if we're talking teeps, push kicks, oblique kicks to the knees, that is very nice to stop an opponent coming closer or to push an opponent away from you. So we have the stopping kicks, the distance holding kicks. Second advantage of kicking is the sheer amount of strength, right? Because the thighs have way more muscular mass than the arms, simply by construction of the human body. And force is mass multiplied with acceleration. So maybe I'm striking in an inefficient way. I'm just moving my arm. It's very hard to kick in an inefficient way where there's not at least a little bit of body mass behind. And it's simply because I'm lifting my leg. So if I'm lifting my leg here, dropping, there's quite a lot of force behind by sheer movement alone. So the muscular mass and the effective mass in movement is higher with kicks. So the capacity to destroy something is quite big. And that goes, for example, for stomp kicks. It goes for low kicks, especially when they're pulled to the knee and not in a sport-like fashion. It goes to up kicks in the groin. It goes to rib kicks, and if you're flexible enough, even to high kicks. But then we're already starting to see the problems. If I gain extra weight by lifting one leg, that means I'm losing stability and I'm endangering my balance. I'm starting to kick, but my timing is a little bit off and the opponent rushes in and strikes me. Now I have a big problem. So you need to have excellent stability and balance and excellent timing to pull off kicks. Also, there's a higher latency from one attack to another. So if I'm kicking, I now have to set back. Of course, we can cover this with strikes, just like the combination we did today, but it's to keep in mind. Striking has a lower window of countering than kicks. But kicks are fast, they are strong, they have a lot of reach, they have a lot of destructive or controlling potential, and of course, they widen your arsenal. If I only have my hands, my opponent, even if I'm striking in a creative kind of fashion, only needs to watch my hands. If I'm adding elbows in the mix and headbutts, there's already more. But I have my knees and my feet as well. So I can do this kind of fighting, and there's way more to watch out. One very basic tactical approach in kickboxing, Thai boxing, savate, taekwondo is kick low, strike high, right? Change that. Because I'm defending low, it's harder to defend high. And then there is another advantage of kicks. They have a huge potential for disruption. So if we kick knees, if we kick ankles, and this kind of step happens, you can follow up very, very nicely with strikes. So let's get it together. Primary skill set is footwork, striking, and grappling. Kicking is a very nice addition for distance control, for destruction, and for disruption. 3 very nice benefits, but you need to know your balance, your structure, your timing, and how to mask the kicks with other attacks. Also, you should know some grappling, how to recover if the other person is grabbing your leg, what to do then. And on top of everything else, better know some ground fighting, because if that fails, you get kicked while one leg is in the air, or you get thrown with a single leg that is caught after a kick to the ground. You better know some ground fighting. That's why for me, kicking is a secondary skill set. Something we can exclude a bit, because like in a gray zone are knee strikes. Almost always knee strikes come from the clinch. So here we are in wrestling territory, and my balancing is quite different because I'm controlling the other person as well. But then again, secondary skill set. I recommend picking 1 or 2 kicks that you really like and get good at them as addition, but understand where in combat they apply, not just blindly kick the other person that you will regret. For me personally, the kicks I really like come from a more bladed position. I like a snap in the groin, I like a oblique to the knee, and a side kick to the knee, and we can add push kicks or teep to the front. Those are mostly the kicks I'm using, because I want to minimize the balance and structure damage to myself. I want to minimize the risks of my leg being caught. But I've been kicked in the head, and those are not fun to get. So if you have the skill set and the time to practice high kicks, for example, or X kicks from the top down, question mark kicks to the side, they can become highly proficient. Conceptualization is important. Where do you use that tool? For what purpose? What is advantage and disadvantage? With that kind of mindset, you will be better at fighting in general. This is the base thought about kicking. And the next weeks we can explore a couple of different kicks to see how they work, how they function, what are the mechanical and technical advantages of that. But secondary skill set as a base idea is, in my opinion, very useful. As always, if you have questions for that, hit me up. Other than that, thank you so much for being here. See you on the next one.